If you're looking for an entry-level family camper right around the 3,300 pound mark, folks, this one has everything that you're looking for. This is the 2021 Keystone Springdale 1800BH. And right over here, you will see that you have good countertop space. For being a smaller camper, again, right around that 3,300 pound mark, easily towable, a little bit shorter, this is something that you don't often find. Now, like anything, when you're talking about RV construction, there's pros and cons. You had to give something up to get the countertop prep space. And what is that? Well, you have a smaller single bowl sink instead of a double bowl, and then you have a vertical 2-burner cooktop instead of a horizontal 2-burner or a 3-burner. So you give up a little on this side, but you gain countertop space. You will also see the high-rise faucet here, so washing dishes a little bit easier. You have the window, so you're able to see out to your campsite, lets in natural light, and of course, LED lights throughout. Good storage right up top, and this is important because again, in a smaller RV, storage is at a premium. So big storage like this is definitely very needed. You will also see storage underneath in the form of 2 full extension drawers. So I like the fact it has 2. A lot of times they'll only give you 1 in a camper this size, but you know, with that second drawer, you have a spot for either your like hand towels or if you have some bigger utensils, you can definitely stick them down in there too. Stick those down in there, I suppose. Right over here is your fridge freezer combo. So you get the fridge, you just kind of drop this guy down like that for your freezer. You will see this one does work off both propane and electric. So that's pretty convenient. It does have automatic switchover, which again, in a refrigerator this size is something that you oftentimes do not get. Right over to the side is your microwave, and then of course a hood underneath. It is also worth noting that right to this side here, you have some additional storage. Now, for me personally, I think this was kind of a miss. You know, if I'm going to talk about where the manufacturer has a fail, for me, this is it. I really would like to have seen some kind of tension bar or something already in there, some place to hang up clothes, because again, at its heart, this is a bunk model, and I'm going to need a spot to put clothes. I wish, you know, they would have had something there for me. You'll also see some additional storage space right there underneath. For what it's worth, folks, it is a direct vent furnace. You can see that right there to keep things nice and toasty. And in a camper this size, that will do more than enough work. When we take a step back into the bathroom, right down here is the foot flush lever toilet. Now, I did talk about how this was a fail. Now, if I think they nailed something, this is it right here, the toilet, right? It is a porcelain bowl, which is something that in a smaller, lightweight camper, most manufacturers don't do. In an effort to save money and save weight, a lot of times they put in plastic, but they did give you the porcelain bowl, which is a huge plus in my book because I really enjoy having the porcelain bowl because it stays cleaner longer. However, on the flip side of that, right, it's a very tight space in here. If you see, if I'm gonna squeeze in, it's a little tight, right? You know, even if I'm out here and I get more space on this side, the door is right here. You know, definitely not spending a lot of time in this one. It's a do your business and get right out. You will see over to the side, you have the sink underneath. You have a little bit of storage. You don't really have space for any kind of countertop in here, which, you know, you can still work around that, but I would have liked to have seen some way if they could have incorporated some countertop. Electrical outlet there. They did manage to give you a mirrored medicine cabinet rather than just like a mirror. So you do get some additional storage there, which is a nice feature. You'll see the vent fan right up top. And then if I take a step in the shower, you'll see here I'm 6 foot. I do have to duck down just a tiny bit. So if you're a little bit shorter, you'll be okay. If you're any taller, of course, you'll have to bend down that much more. Hand wand does obviously aid in making showering a little bit easier, especially in a little more confined space. And folks, that is pretty common in most of your smaller campers. When you're getting into the lighter weights, like, you know, the 3,000 to 3,300 pound mark like this one is, a lot of times they have a shorter ceiling, right? Because, you know, you add that, you're going to add frame, you're going to add weight. So they try to kind of bring everything down to lower the weight. So a lot of times you get a little bit smaller shower in a smaller RV. Over to the side are your single bunks. What is impressive here, those are 300 pound weight capacity. If I lay in here, you will see that at 6 foot, I can actually lay here and still have space. And that's pretty impressive. You You know, that's something that I didn't necessarily expect. I would have thought maybe they're 150 pound weight capacity. The fact they're a full 300, this makes it great. If you're looking for a lightweight camper for, you know, like a wine weekend or like a fishing or hunting trip, or, you know, just having some friends come out and they're visiting you at the campsite, need a spot to stay, you know, this doesn't necessarily have to be for kids because adults can sleep there, which is pretty cool. Right over on the wall, you will see your thermostat. So this will be just for the furnace itself. There is an AC in the camper. I'll show you that in just a minute. Then your tank monitoring panel, water pump, and everything will be located there. The dinette, I do like this too, and the fact that this is like a leatherette essentially. And I like that on the seat because if you have kiddos, you know, I don't know about your little ones. Mine makes a huge mess when she eats. And so, you know, you have crumbs and stuff everywhere. This makes it a lot easier to clean up. Or if you spill ice cream or something like that, it just wipes right away. Also, the dinette is quite large. I mean, you can see there's plenty of room for another person to sit here. I can very easily sit 4 people. As far as, you know, the space, even with my midsection, which continues to grow in these last several months, I still have space between my midsection and the table here. So, you know, it's not too tight, which is great. Good leg space here. And the table does drop down into a bed. A smaller bed, you know, again, you probably won't be able to fit an adult there, but if you have an extra kiddo or something, that does make a nice sleeping space for them. Window to let in some light. Storage right up top. If you want a TV, folks, this is where it goes. This is a personal pet peeve of mine. I've seen more and more manufacturers do this, and I personally kind of, I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way, right? I kind of hate it. So they say this is where you mount your TV. Explain to me how I'm going to get any normal mount here and still have a TV there. If I'm going to mount something here, you have to get some kind of specialty like drop mount so you're able to actually have a decent sized TV, because the crossbar goes right across the header, and they didn't actually put anything in the wall here. They just said, oh yeah, right there it is. But how am I supposed to mount a TV there, right? I don't know. Maybe you guys know something I don't. Please, if you know some, you know, great solution for this that is, you know, not resulting in me having to buy a $150 TV mount, please let me know. Otherwise, it's going to continue to be a pain point for me. But that's where they say you can mount it there. The connections for it are right up on the ceiling. Back to it though. Storage across the top there. Over here is your AC unit. So this is a wall-mounted AC unit. The nice thing about this is it lowers the overall profile. So if you're looking to, you know, park this in a garage, you know, it won't fit in your standard garage, but if you have, you know, a little bit higher door, maybe like a barn, something like that, this will make it a little bit easier to park in there, plus a little bit lower profile overall. And again, as far as BTUs, this guy right here will do more than enough to keep this RV cool. If you had a roof-mounted 13.5 on here, it'd constantly be kicking on and off because it would cool the space down so quickly. And then you have the corner style bed. There is storage underneath here, and that is important to note because that is a huge storage area. And quite honestly, that is the majority of the storage for any of your clothes or anything like that. Of course, we have the back area for the kids' clothes. You have this wardrobe right here for your clothes up front. Also, it's worth noting you do get the Bluetooth speaker. I've seen a few manufacturers go to that, which, you know, it's kind of nice. You can take it outside in the picnic table, things like that. And, you know, and it's about the same quality probably of this RV speaker world anyway. But you do have additional storage right across the top on the shelf there. Then you'll also see a nightstand with electrical outlets and USB port there by the bed. Now that we've seen the insides, take a look at some of the outside features on the 2021 Keystone Springdale 1800BH. Right up front is your 20-pound propane tank. You'll see rails for your battery right behind that, and diamond Dutch plating up the front. I'm going to protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. You'll also see a 3-year structural warranty on here, folks. That is currently one of the best in the industry. Right around the side is solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy the Zamp portable panel, plug it in right there, and it will trickle charge your battery. Dropping down, we'll take a look in the pass-through. You'll see it is actually a pretty good sized pass-through. You have a lot of space right here. You do have some, what am I looking for? The word I'm looking for here is I don't know. I lost it. But this is a big open space. And so what I like about this is if you have a lot of items in a smaller travel trailer, a lot of times you just don't get the big storage area. Here, however, you do. So if you have a lot of stuff you're bringing, you're looking for a spot to put it, that's a great space. Plus, remember, you still have that big storage area underneath the bed. Now, they aren't interchangeable. You can't access one to the other. This is the back side of the bed. Inside is the front side of the bed, but you can access both of those from different areas. The entryway itself, the door, it does have a window in here. The reason I like that is if you don't do that in a smaller RV like this, it can get very dark inside. Anytime you put windows in a smaller RV, help to brighten that space up is a big deal. So I'm really glad they have a window in the door. You'll also see these solid steps with aluminum treads, the grip tape on there. This is nice and solid, as the name implies. I'm over 200 pounds. I can hop up and down on here. When you're done, you can just fold them right inside. But again, those treads aren't going to rust. Adjustable feet there too. Electrical outlet in case you need to plug anything in. And speaking of electric and power, you will see this one has a power awning with an LED light strip. Of course, it's 12 volts, so simply touch a button, it'll run it out. Same thing to go right back in. LED light strips, so you don't have to hang up your lights at night. You just have them that are built in. Super simple and easy to use. Square tubular bumper on the back gives you a convenient spot to store your sewer hose. Of course, you have your standard stabilizer jacks on all four corners. The the spare tire is mounted to the bumper, and this right here is probably one of the easiest places to access a spare tire. You'll also notice your cable inlet right over in the back there. And if you come around to the off-camp side and drop down, you will notice your termination with both your black and gray tank valves. Coming up a little bit is both of your water inlets. Right in the back is your city water inlet. Your fresh tank fill will be located in front of that. And lastly, your 30-amp power cord is located there. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2021 Keystone Springdale 1800BH. If you're interested in this small, lightweight travel trailer and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Also in the comments section, let me know what you think they nailed, what they failed, or if you were designing this RV, what you would change. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.